So hi everyone, my name is Gandhar Madan and this is just a small catch-up call with Mahesh. And in this catch-up call, we are going to discuss like the few major points about one of the you can say that enterprise level niche product whose name is MuleSoft. So many individuals are very confused like why MuleSoft is trending, why MuleSoft certifications are difficult to crack, and so many things in the mind of beginners as well as all those individuals who want to translate their career in the field of MuleSoft. So I'm going to ask few questions from Mahesh. So welcome Mahesh.
Thank you.
And my very first question from you is, everyone is talking about present AI, generative AI, assistive AI, stuff like that. So according to your perception, what is the role of AI in the future of MuleSoft?
Absolutely. So, look, like a lot of, the time of AI has come, right? Particularly with generative AI and LLMs. And AI is going to redefine a lot of the customer engagements, partner engagements, employee engagements, and so on. Now, what MuleSoft will do is it will create the foundation for AI. Now, when I say foundation, for example, AI needs data, correct? Your models run on data. And if you look at our customers, typical customers, they have, you take a Fortune, 2,000 customer, for example, they have 1,000 applications in their enterprise. Now imagine bringing all this data into one place, right? You need data integration. You need to build the data foundation. MuleSoft does the data integration, right? That is the first thing. Now what you do, you have accumulated the data, you have run your models. Now the AI model is generating an intuition or an insight, right? How good is this insight if it is not action? Correct? Action could be an email that is drafted, a message that is drafted, or you may have identified a market segment where you want to push a certain promotion, whatever it may be. So these insights have to be now converted into actions via various applications. You need again integration, right? You need to connect these applications. MuleSoft does that thing. Okay. You will have a lot of these interactions taking place across enterprise via APIs. And APIs have to be secure. API has to be governed, which means that you need to know who is using my APIs, what are they using it for, do they have the right access, is it dealing with personally identifiable information, sensitive data, and so on. So you need to really put this layer in the APIs. MuleSoft comes into picture, right? So we manage, we secure, and we govern the APIs. So this is the broad landscape, right? So while AI is going to make fundamental impact to businesses, the foundation will be built on something like MuleSoft.
My second question is related to future part. We have discussed about AI is the future, but what about for all those beginners who don't have a penny idea about what are all the roles and responsibilities that they have to play if they came into the if they participate in the MuleSoft campaigns like ambassador, mentors. They don't have a penny idea about it. So, as per your experience, may you please suggest any best suggestion or tips to all those aspirants in MuleSoft?
See, the good news is that we have all the learner journeys defined for MuleSoft, right? For example, if I have to broadly look at the different roles in MuleSoft, you start with the MuleSoft developer. What a MuleSoft developer does is he or she will code integration, APIs for connecting systems, unlocking data, creating processes, and so on. That is one. Obviously, you also need the ability to architect design solutions both at a project level and at an enterprise level. So we have these roles of architects. So you have solution architects who will play a key role in designing, architecting, and developing APIs and integrations within a project. And then you have the platform architects who will play a role of architecting at an enterprise level, right? So those are the roles. What we have recently released is the roles in hyper automation, where you can use tool sets like Flow, Salesforce Flow, or MuleSoft RPA, which will basically build automations using our Flow and RPA products. We call hyper automation. The whole thing is hyper automation. We have certification for hyper automation specialist. We have training and certifications in RPA, right? It's hyper automation specialist, which includes RPA. So essentially, for developers, we have a path which starts from being a MuleSoft developer. Then we have the MuleSoft solution architect, the platform architect, and we have hyper automation specialists. Right? That those are the broadly the roles and the journeys for MuleSoft.
So, as we have discussed about the AI model in MuleSoft and now the future of MuleSoft as well as the different types of roles in the MuleSoft. But this is the last question in which I'm going to ask, like, why MuleSoft is still considered a niche market as per your experience?
Well, I wouldn't call it a niche market. The perception that it is a niche market continues, but if you look at the need for the integration layer, need for API management, need for hyper automation, it is there in every project. Okay. The perception of it being niche is because the product or the technology is inherently relatively more complex, right, and technical compared to, let's say, working with some of the application clouds and application things like that. But if you look at, for example, you heard in the session today, right? There are over 150 MuleSoft meetup groups. There are 35 meetup groups in India alone. You saw the crowd today in Mule Dreamin. We have about 400 plus people today. I think worldwide we have probably about 30,000 certified professionals. So I mean, on a relative scale, yes, compared to much larger ecosystems, but we are no longer a niche, right? So integration, connectivity is becoming mainstream from a project need perspective, and it will only expand.
As far as we discuss in a small catch-up call with Mahesh, like future AI roles and responsibility, it is not at all a niche market right now. I can say that after conversing with Mahesh. And thank you so much, Mahesh, for joining and sharing your expertise as per your experience. It will definitely help out all those beginners as well as all those individuals who wants to move their career in the field of MuleSoft. Thank you so much, Mahesh.
Well, thank you for having me. Nice conversation. Thank you.